Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the audience. My name is Raj Periaswamy, and I, along with my colleague Prakash Malmarugan, will be taking you through how we could use the Oracle Analytics Cloud to extend Agile PLM through varied capabilities. Without further ado, let me get started. So we are going to talk about digital transformation, and then also touch upon Agile PLM and the analytical capabilities that can be used to extend Agile PLM. We then start getting into data analytics and OAC, which my colleague Prakash will be covering. After that, I will be coming back for giving you different scenarios that we could use with Agile and OAC to see how we could benefit from both. And okay, so look, Prakash, do I sound clear?
Yes, Raj.
It is chopping a little bit.
It's a bit choppy.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just being a little closer to the mic, maybe.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, okay, thank you. And finally, we will be closing out with our summary, and we will take the questions that are presented during this through this presentation. So I will start with the company that I represent, NexInfo. We have been in business since 1999, and we have through 22 years of experience, we have won numerous awards, and we work with all the key IT partners and Oracle, Microsoft, SAP, etc. And we work in various domains as we have studied through ERP, supply chain, and various other system integration capabilities. We are based through the globe, mainly in US, but also in Europe and India as well. And our expertise in all this domain has been to make sure that the solutions we offer meet the business needs and requirements of our customers. So we have had the ability and the privilege to serve a lot of premier clientele. So a quick introduction about myself, and then my colleague Prakash will take over. I've been in the IT space for 25 years, and I've had the honor of working with several marquee customers. And also in PLM, I have architected various complex solutions, whether it's building a version-based software system for a semiconductor company, or building a conflict minerals system, various complex supply chain solutions, etc. Now I will hand it off to Prakash. Prakash, you are welcome to start with your introduction and take it forward.
Sure, thanks. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prakash Malmarugan. I'm the data architect at NexInfo. I have close to 8 years of experience and led many analytics and EPM implementation for banking, healthcare, manufacturing, and pharma industries. I'm a certified ePBCS specialist and certified blockchain expert by Blockchain Council. I was also a speaker at Analytics and Data Summit happened at Oracle Conference Center, California. My core areas are EPM and data analytics. Next slide. Our goal today is to help you understand how to turn data into action and how to unlock the value of data analytics, also why analytics is necessary. So volume, speed, types, and sources of data that organization can analyze have increased substantially. However, without the right visualization and analysis, which leads to business insights, there is no clear business benefits or no compelling reasons to invest in analytics. Analytics is used for discovering meaningful pattern in data, and it is a science of analyzing the raw data to make data-driven decisions. Analysis is more focused on understanding the past, whereas the analytics is a multidisciplinary field that extensively uses computer skills, mathematics, statistics, descriptive techniques, and predictive models. As you can see from the survey, close to 50% of the analytics platform is consumed by C-segment leaders and 40% by mid-level executives. This further illustrates that growing importance of analytics at the highest levels of enterprises. Should it be centralized or decentralized? Again, organizations where analytics is most visible and valued have support from senior leaders and are best able to determine how analytics initiatives should be structured throughout the enterprise. Few other questions you might be having is who should be owning the platform? How will I be able to make most of the data? Which application or a platform will solve or address most of our pain points, right? Well, we will have an answer to all of our questions by end of our presentation. Next slide. As you're aware, digital transformation is happening so fast these days, and analytics is one of the digital transformation technologies. There are other technologies such as blockchain, user interface, experience, Internet of Things, data security, privacy, which are also a digital technologies, but our focus today is more on the data analytics. And when we talk about the digital transformation, there are four models: process transformation, business model, domain, and cultural transformation. Next slide, Raj. It is important for us to be aware that digital transformation refers to the use of digital technology to achieve new business model where the physical and digital worlds are mixed. Data analytics is part of the process transformation that offers valuable ways to reinvent processes throughout the business with the goal of lowering cost, reducing cycle times, or increasing quality, revenue, efficiency, improvements in the organization, becoming more competitive, and getting a better customer satisfaction. On the other side, business model transformation is more aimed at the fundamental building block of how value is delivered in the industry. Domain transformation is to explore and go beyond your boundaries, whereas cultural transformation is adding more and more agile development as well as collaboration into the workflow. So these are the different digital transformation models you'll see. Across all these models, right, if you look at the life cycle, hold on, previous slide, Raj. The life cycle of digital transformation starts with identifying a new digital business model and then defining objectives or challenges that you want to achieve, right? And then modeling it and prototyping it, implementing it, which is a series of execution of a new model, which followed by an evaluation to monitor the achievement of strategic objectives by analyzing results and then observing trends using methodologies like balance scorecard. In our experience, we have seen this transformation always starts at the leadership level to prioritize focus areas and streamlining the data, integrating the siloed pockets across products and lines of business, and appropriately use the data based on the sensitivity and level of privacy, and extending it to the defining and identifying the success measure of the analytics, and thereby creating an analytics workplace culture to understand and appreciate how data brings value to business initiatives and provides profitable insights. I'm going to request Raj, can you please provide some light on how analytics can be leveraged along with Agile PLM?
Right. Thank you, Prakash. So as Prakash indicated, we are going to look at start looking at Agile PLM and also how we can use the digital tools that Prakash was talking about to enhance that, which is the core topic of today's discussion. But before we dive deeper into the digital tools and analytics, just a quick look into the Agile platform, which I think most of you will be familiar. Also, before I go further, while we are talking about Agile PLM as the main source of data, you can look at any PLM. We would be equally able to work with any other PLM, whether it's Teamcenter, Windchill, or even the cloud offerings that currently are in the market, and then be able to extract data out of them and other sources into OAC. Okay. So with Agile PLM, again, we have all this multiple modules with often PC as the base, the product collaboration module. And we have these various other modules that work on product data. And Agile also works with the other important products in either ERP or CRM or SCM, etc. And we will be talking a bit about those tools as well shortly. So if we look at most organizations, whether medium, large, or even small to medium, most of them have almost all these tools that we have listed in their enterprise ecosystem. And if we look at the current state of data, most organizations have custom reporting built in on top of all this individual applications, but they tend to be very siloed. They do not have the cross-functionality capability, and often customers are left wondering what to do with all this data. So while They have some local information. You get information out of Agile, your ERP system, supply chain, etc. But still, you don't get that whole big picture. And that's where we want to show you how the OAC digital tools that we are going to talk about can make a big change and transformation in your analytical capabilities. So moving from the current state of data. So the question for most companies would be, how do we leverage that? So in fact, this diagram here is going to be the base on which we will be driving this presentation forward. The key takeaway for the audience is that we will be looking at a complete data source from all these applications. Of course, from product perspective, Agile PLM will be your primary source of data, but still, it's not the only source. That's what we want to emphasize. We get the same product data across other tools as well. We extract all these different types of business data, feed it into the Oracle Analytics Cloud, and Prakash will talk about the tools that enable you to do that. And we can build different reporting and dashboarding and analytical capabilities within OAC. So I want to give you an initial scenario before I hand it back to Prakash. So we worked with a laptop manufacturer who initially they were mainly involved in made to configure, and then they had this setup where Agile, ERP, SCM, and CRM in their ecosystem. They had individual reporting capabilities, but when they started selling to big box retailers from there, which was a change in their business model from selling to individual customers, they had some significant challenges. They had to make changes to their product in a short frame of time. They were also not sure about price and cost impact of these changes. So from this scenario, using OAC, we could take all the data from all this system, feed it into Oracle Analytics Cloud, and then we could do different analysis. So if you have to make a particular product change, we could analyze the different manufacturers you're getting it from. What are your impact on price lines? What's the impact on the release time? So that this organization was able to get the complete picture, which was lacking with siloed reporting. So I'll talk about more scenarios later, but right now I will hand it back to Prakash for a deeper dive into data analytics.
So we will discuss briefly on the various capabilities of analytics and the engagement process flow. So here is data and versus here is how it will look like when analytics is used effectively and presented in a visually appealing way. Next slide. So once again, business analytics is a combination of skills, technologies, and practices used to examine an organization data and performance as a way to gain insights and make data-driven decisions using statistical analysis. The goal of analytics is to narrow down which data set are useful and which can increase revenue, productivity, efficiency, all those stuff. Before building a platform, you will have to identify which problem you are planning to solve with this new platform, and who are going to be your audience, whether a casual user or a skilled user who is going to build more machine learning models to analyze, predict, and then generate even more data sets. Or how you are going to use this platform, whether to address a regular reporting needs or on-the-fly analysis with some ad hoc data sets. More importantly, analytics is not a replacement, it is to complement your existing reporting system. Next slide. Let's quickly understand the various analytics capabilities. So we have this descriptive model. Descriptive analytics is the interpretation of historical data and KPIs to identify trends and patterns. This allows for a big picture look of what happened in the past and what is happening currently using the data aggregation and then data mining techniques. Many companies use descriptive analytics for a deeper look into the behavior of customers and how they can target marketing strategies to their customer. Whereas the discovery and then the what if kind of analytics focuses on past performance to determine which element influences specific trends. So this is done using drill down data discovery or data mining and finding the correlation to reveal the cause of specific events. Once an understanding is reached regarding the likelihood of an event and why an event may occur, Algorithms are used for classification and regression, which allows you to play with different what-if scenarios to see how much it will impact. And going further, we have this predictive kind of analytics that uses the statistics to forecast and then assess future outcomes using statistical models and machine learning techniques. This often takes the result of the descriptive analytics to create models that determine the likelihood of a specific outcomes. This type is often used by sales and marketing teams to forecast opinions of specific customers based on a social media data. On the topmost, we have this prescriptive model that uses the past performance data to recommend how to handle similar situations in the future. Not just only the business analytic determination outcomes, but it can also recommend the specific action that needs to occur to have the best possible result. This is often achieved using deep learning models and then complex neural networks. When used correctly, when analytics is used correctly, it can leverage to accurately predict future events that are related to the actions of consumer market trends. And it also assists in creating more efficient processes that could lead to an increase in income. Next slide. So let's quickly understand the difference between the business intelligence and then data science. Business intelligence focuses on reports, KPIs, trends, whereas the data science focuses on patterns, correlation, and models. The engagement process of business intelligence starts with modeling a data and generating SQL commands to address reporting needs. Whereas on the other side, data science starts with gathering huge volume of data and then building model to explore the depth of data, understand the data, and followed by you create lot of analytic models. This is a kind of iterative model because you will have to repeat this flow until you build a good fit model. Sometimes the model may not fit for some data set. You may have to redevelop with different models or different algorithms. BI is more like a standard reporting and descriptive analysis, whereas data science is a predictive and preventative. On the whole, analytics becomes the single source of truth for all your reporting needs. Next slide. Let's speak into Oracle Analytics product to see what are its features and capabilities. Oracle Analytics product is an unified analytics solution that allows to blend, mash up, and visualize data, build models, share insights, tell a story, and can be accessed from anywhere. Oracle is providing the analytics platform in 3 models. Model 1, Analytics Cloud, OAC, as a configurable model and works as a platform where you can build anything you want and bring different sources of data. This is in the Oracle Cloud and managed by Oracle. It upgrades, patches, and secures by itself. Model 2 is the Analytics Server, OAS. This is similar to OAC, but is available to be deployed in the your own infrastructure. This, however, means that you will be doing the maintenance. Model 3 is the Analytics for Fusion or the Fusion Analytics Warehouse. FAW is a family of SaaS line of business analytics solution where Oracle provides pre-built dashboard analysis, KPIs based on the data from Fusion ERP, SCM, XCX. It also allows you to bring in additional data from other sources and merges it with data from the packaged pipelines. This allows to maximize the value of Oracle SaaS application data and also provides faster ROI. Interestingly, across all these models, it shares the similar set of features and capabilities. That includes analysis, again, semantic models, data preparation, data flow, data enrichment. On the fly, you upload some data and you let the system to predict or add additional columns or measures attributes so that it becomes more meaningful. You can do the what-if analysis. It also has the natural language processing and generation. Whenever you see a chart, a bar chart or pie chart, you in a single click, you will be able to convert the chart into textual representation. So you can copy paste that into your disclosure documents. And you'll also have some one-click kind of explanation whenever you are not sure what charts or how you can visualize or how best way to visualize your data. You can actually click the select the bunch of fields which you wanted to visualize, and then in one click it is going to suggest you some best visualization, and then handpick whichever visualization makes much better meaning to you. And there is also a voice-based queries that is also available. You don't have to type in any queries. You can tap on the mobile, use the Siri or OK Google to ask questions, and the question voice will be translated to real SQL queries, and data model will serve you with some on-the-fly charts. These charts are not created initially. These things will create on the fly. And there is also a better collaboration within the platform. You create an insight, you can share it with your colleagues with using the same platform. You don't really have to use the email to share all those communication. You can share, you can annotate or add your comments, and anybody who also looks at the same chart will also be able to read your comments. It also includes a self-service analytics, which I was talking on. When you see any data, it tells you how best way you will be able to visualize this kind of augmented analytics, and it also has the true mobile analytics flavors. Next slide. And one of the most important thing that you will be looking for when you are building an analytics platform is the availability of open connectivity. So here are some of the packaged adapters that comes out of the box with Oracle Analytics. This also includes connectivity to unstructured data or columnar database sources like Keymap, Reduce, Mapper, Hive, or in general the big data ecosystem. With Oracle Analytics, you can capture streaming data from even IoT devices for your analysis. Either directly or indirectly, you'll be able to connect to most of your source system to the analytics platform without the need to spend any additional money for buying a new adapter that can connect or establish the bridge between your source system and then the analytics platform. Next slide. And this is the conceptual architecture of the analytics platform. You will be having different source system, maybe structured as well as unstructured data sources, which can be connected to Oracle Analytics using data connections, which we already seen in the previous slide, or you can use the integration layer to sync the data from your source system to the target data warehouse, either on a real-time or near real-time basis. Analytics layer will source the data from the warehouse, or sometimes it sources the data directly from the source system, which then will be consumed by scientist, developer, or business user in their consumption layer. But the building the first two layers only put organization in a position of starting to figure out what you don't know. Only with the right analysis would organization know if there was any business insight which could be operationalized to provide an ROI worth all the incurred cost. Next slide. So we will briefly look into what are the different ways how we can actually move the data from different sources to Oracle Analytics Cloud. So you will be having a lot of flat files. Maybe you may get some flat files from your indirect partners, which you may not be storing it in your real third-party application or in your legacy traditional applications. In such scenarios, you can upload these flat files directly to OAC, where you can again mash it up with the existing data model to infer more insights, or you can store it in object storage cloud services, again from the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and which can again be scheduled on a scheduled basis. You can import those into a target data warehouse, or the usual way you send it through advanced ETL tool or a lightweight ETL tool, which reads the data from the flat file and then parts it into the interim data warehouse. On the other side, you may also have your on-premises application, which might become like a source system for your analytics platform, right? In such scenarios, you can use advanced ETL tools like ODI, Informatica, Talent to pick the data from your source system, do some complex transformation logics, and then send it to the target data warehouse. Or use a lightweight ETL tool like DataSync that is packaged along with OAC. It's a lightweight tool. It cannot perform complex transformation logic, but still it will do the job better. And just pick the data, and without any complex transformation, it parts it in the target data warehouse. Again, from the data warehouse, it will all be consumed through a data model in the analytics cloud. So for people who are not interested in taking your data to the cloud infrastructure, the remote data gateway is the answer that connects the on-premises database with the cloud analytics platform.
Prakash,
next slide, please.
Yes, so before we go to the next slide. So the key takeaways for customer here is either they can go on-prem directly to the cloud, that's at the bottom, correct? and we can handle different sizes of data, small, medium, large. Correct?
Exactly. Exactly.
And also on the right end of the presentation here, once the data comes to OAC, the customer then can use that interface to do a lot of queries, what if analysis, etc.
Exactly, that's right. So you have different data source system. Maybe you might be having all the data in a single application or multiple application. Again, the problem with all these data sources, all these application has its inbuilt standard reporting or the business intelligence built along with it. But the problem is at the end of the day, you wanted to mash up all the data sources together, so you will be able to infer better, meaningful decision. Right, that's the ultimate aim of building an analytics platform. So these are the different ways how you will be able to take data from all of those different source systems to your analytics cloud platform.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Next slide, please. So we will see how this data gateway works. The remote data gateway is a component that is also packaged along with OAC for people who are not interested in taking the data to the cloud. They will have to deploy this RDG in one of the servers, which can talk to all their on-premises data sources, which they wanted to leverage it for their analytics layer, right? So this RDG becomes like a middleman between on-premises data sources and the cloud version of analytics platform. The moment you open a dashboard in your web browser or in your mobile applications, that's going to send the data to the data model, and data model will interact with the data gateway, and data gateway in turn will send that query to the on-premises database or the staging database. From there, again, the result set will be sent back to will go back in the same route and reaches the OAC. The moment you close the dashboard, right, the in-memory storage where all your results set from the on-premises DB were taken to the cloud, right, will also be wiped out, which logically means no data is stored in the cloud environment. Next slide, please. So in the whole thing, in our experience, what we hear from customer is, how can I make most out of my data? Right. We have seen 4 different phases when we build this analytics. The first foremost question that people will always will be thinking is whether the analytics platform which they are planning to build will that have open connectors or adapters, right, which can connect all of my data sources or source systems to the analytics platform. Sometimes you may have the better analytics platform, but you don't have the adapters, which means you may have to spend some extra money to buy the adapter. Whereas in the Oracle Analytics world, it comes with a pre-packaged adapters that connects to pretty much most of the data sources. So this will become like, yeah, discovery kind of thing can be successfully done within the analytics world, Oracle Analytics world. So the next question people will be asking is, I wanted to prepare this data. Should I have to deploy a new system where I can actually curate it, add some measures, attributes to the data? Again, the answer is you don't have to rely on a new system because the analytics platform within it's a kind of a unified platform. It offers you the components which are required to curate your data, cleanse the data, and transform the data, and add in case if you want to mash it up with different on-the-fly data sets, you will be able to do it within the same platform, irrespective of having a different disparate system dedicated to do this task separately. The OAC has got the data preparation and then data enrichment components built in within it. And the interesting part about OAC is even OAC has got inbuilt machine learning models. The moment you upload the data, it reads the data, and then it will recommend few additional things. Maybe it will ask you or recommend you to add a different column. Maybe when you upload a credit card information, this has the ability to say you are uploading a credit card detail. Do you want to mask it? Right, there are some recommendation that comes out of the box. And on top of all of these things, you will be looking at better visualization and appealing colors and then charts, right? So again, the OAC has got some 25 plus predefined visualization that comes out of the box. It includes a bar chart, pie chart, line chart, combo chart, heat map, geo maps, butterfly chart. So there are a lot of things that tiles, even tiles. You can use all of those things for building your dashboards. Again, analysis will give you kind of, it becomes like a flavor of reporting, whereas when you combine logically meaningful analysis together into a single dashboard, that gives you better visualization or visibility to your data. So you will be able to make some meaningful decision. This also includes a custom built plugins. You can download some custom visualizations from the Oracle library. Again, this is at free of cost. And again, at the end of the day, after you build the analytics platform, you'll be looking at the platform to predict something, or you will want the system to predict the future. So that's where the analytics, again, analytics cloud help you to predict, do the prediction model with zero coding skills. This has got some pre-built machine learning models. You just pick the data source and then supply the arguments in which you wanted to do the prediction, time series prediction, binary classifier, or multi-classifier, or even the sentiment analysis. I wanted to take the Twitter feed and use those Twitter feed, and on top of the Twitter feed, apply the sentiment to see how satisfactory your customers are. And on top of all of these things, you will also be looking at building your own custom scripts, which you may want to use it as part of the machine learning models. You'll still be able to do it. Or even if you want to consume the data science cloud services from the Oracle cloud offerings portfolio, you'll still be able to do that and then connect it to the autonomous data warehouse and curate it and then create even more data sets. And you'll be able to predict those numbers accurately. With that, I'm going to ask Raj to share some interesting use cases. Raj, over to you.
Thank you very much, Prakash. So for the audience, we had Prakash going into the capabilities of the Oracle Analytics Cloud and also the data analytics capabilities. So now I'm going to look at how we can leverage those capabilities into the product space. So we heard about the different capabilities within data analytics, from descriptive, which probably is at the lower end, going to the prescriptive capabilities, which is at the higher end of the spectrum. So from a product-based perspective, most of the companies that use PLM and other products like ERP, descriptive should already be there within their reporting sphere. So this is something that you would be looking at. What's your typical change cycle time, or if you have PPM and other program management tools, you would be looking at what's your product release in terms of plan versus actuals. Now, if you move ahead with using OAC, then we could do more detailed analysis, like in terms of what if. So we are currently using a component, but if we were to move to a different manufacturer, if I feed in that price and potential cycle time data, the tool will come back and tell me how the difference will be, what the difference will be. Going from there, we also look at predictive scenarios, wherein the company takes X amount of time to do certain changes at a product level. But if we suddenly had to scale it up, how much time would that take? So these are already, you're beginning to see that these are beyond the realm of current reporting tools, and OAC can extend, and that's where we were talking about unlimited reporting. You can really extend the range of your Agile and other tools in your ecosystem. And then we go to the discovery, where we are trying to find out, are there patterns in my data? We look at different kappas in our system and try to discern the pattern using OAC and see what we can do for a better product performance. Then finally, can the tool prescribe options for me so that we can make our overall product performance better? So given these broad scenarios, I'll get into some specific examples where we had the capabilities, these capabilities being put to use for our customers. I will start off with biopharma company. They were using Agile PLM and these systems like ERP, test system, and supplier portal for their lot management. As you know, lot management is a very critical area for biopharma companies. So the challenge that this company was facing was that only at the end of this entire process would they find out what are the markets that this lot can go to. And also, there was a mismatch between demand and supply. So they often ended up with having a lot of product, but cannot go to a particular market where there's demand. So to avoid that sort of scenario, we had OAC coming to the picture and getting the data from all these systems. We were looking at past performance, and Prakash briefly spoke about getting in a lot of data. So we had the data for over a year. And based on that, we were able to come up with a predictive model that if you are procuring the lot from this vendor, from this CMO, then based on past performance, we can predict that this is where it will end up with a high degree of confidence. Suppose we give the percentages, etc., based on past data and extrapolate to the future, so that we can say that we can have a better fit between supply and demand. So this is one scenario of predicting the capabilities which the current reporting systems couldn't achieve. Next, we worked with a toy company where they were operating in a very price-sensitive market. They, in their ecosystem, had Agile, ERP, and SRM, and they had a custom pricing solution. Their challenge was that they were not able to do pricing analysis, what-if analysis, if they replace one particular sub-assembly or product with another. What is the impact, not only in terms of price, but also in terms of the timelines and other potential impact? So for this customer, we again went in with OAC. We transferred the product and price data from these ecosystem into OAC. And then the customer using the OAC front end was able to do different analysis. They would feed in the data and the price point, and then the system would give them that these are the range of pricing options that you are looking at. Third, we went to a life sciences company. They were using Agile PLM, ERP, and MES for their item bomb and label management. And label is a very critical aspect of the bioproduct that goes to the end user. So this is often regulated by different regulatory agencies across the globe. So often the regulatory agency dictates any key changes to the label. And this customer was facing the challenge that they were not able to react in a quick range of time, quick amount of time to fix those label changes. So then we went in with the OAC solution, and we transferred most of the data from Agile, covering their item bomb and label data, change time, MRP schedules, etc., into OAC. And here they were able to do different change scenarios. They were able to model these patterns within OAC and find out that if this particular change is dictated by a specified regulatory agency, then what would be my change cycle time based on that change, and what are the products that get impacted? So these are the sort of scenarios which their current tool was not capable, current reporting tool was not capable, and with OAC they were able to immediately see the benefits. Then now getting into that, given these scenarios, what are the capabilities that NexInfo has to offer for other customers? So we already have a wealth of experience in this area, both on the input data side and also on the analytics side where customers consume the data. On the input side, we have already built in connectors for Agile PLM, which can extract all the important data from Agile. We also have connectors for Fusion, for EBS, so that we can, in Fusion, we have the ability to extract financial data and supply chain data. EBS, we have ability to get all the materials and other relevant data related to the product. And we also have experience working with custom applications, because almost all customers will have custom applications which are important repositories of data. So that's on the source side. Coming to Analytics Cloud, as Prakash spoke about it during his part of the presentation, we have experience in building all the different dashboards and reports, etc. So given these capabilities, we have the ability to get off the ground very quickly with the different customers. We know what it entails to get the data from them. We can do the analysis, and we can also assure them what the performance capabilities will be. we go through a proof of concept with them, and then we can get them up and running in a quick order of time. So we would be very interested to hear from you if you want to know about our capabilities in this area. Then we would love to talk more about it one-on-one with the customers. So thank you very much. And of course, this slide for Hannah, and then we will also address any questions you may. Hannah,
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you both. I will, as we let people send in their questions, which you guys can do through the question box in your control panel. I mentioned it at the start, but I just want to quickly, again, make sure everyone knows that we have Ascend coming up in August, and it's right on the beach. Call for presentations is open now through March 5th. So, and you're welcome to reach out to us. I'll actually put an email in the chat if you have any questions about submitting your proposal. There is a session tomorrow that will go over some questions about how to get your proposal accepted. So my email is in the chat. I'm not seeing any questions, so I will add one more little quick reminder that OATUG has new resources for young or new professionals, including a mentor program. We actually have an information session to learn more about mentorship and the emerging leaders. That's happening next week on the 24th. So hope you guys will join us and spread the word. We have a question. Is the reporting from OAC real time?
It can be, and I will briefly say yes, it can be. And Prakash, you can add more to that.
Yes, we can make it real time if there is a open adapter or open connectivity. If the system can connect to the open adapters or connectors directly, it becomes real time. In other scenario, we have to make it like near real time by using the integration layer to push those data from your source system to interim data warehouse. From there, we can let the analytics to pick those and then visualize it better.
Perfect, thank you. The next question is, can data from PQM also be reported in OAC?
Very much. Let me take that question. So we have in fact worked with customers where they had data issues, quality issues there, and we got both their product data and CAPAs. And based on that, they were able to assess that a particular product was a source of problem, which in fact their reporting, out-of-box reporting from Agile didn't really pick it up. But with the wealth of data that OAC was able to work with, we were able to pinpoint the areas of problem for that particular subassembly. So yeah, and again, to look at it broader, we can not just PC, PQM, PPM, and even PGNC, etc. At the end of the day, for us, if you look at it quite simply, for Prakash, who is our data analyst, all this is data to him. These are all data points or data from the data source. He picks it up, takes it into OAC, and then they merge all this data, and we are able to build analysis on top of that. So that's how it works. And it's not just Agile or ERP. We can even get data from, we've even done it from Excel, for example. If customers have Excel data, we can even pick it up and move it to OAC. So yes, definitely we can move it from PQM. Structured data is very easy compared to unstructured data.
Great. The next one is, how's the performance while using remote data gateway with millions of rows of data?
Very good question, and that's where Prakash comes in. Prakash,
yes.
Performance is always the key question.
Yeah, this is based on the infrastructure where your on-premises DB is deployed, also on the bandwidth, how much or how effective your bandwidth is. Basically, when we build the data model which goes through the data gateway route, we will optimize, we will create multiple data mods. So we segregate the original data warehouse into logically meaningful data mods, and that's the data mod which we use it for the subject areas. Even with the millions of records, I haven't seen much performance issue. Maybe like if it takes usually 30 seconds to pull something, this will take about a minute to pull all those information into the dashboard.
Right, Prakash, we have worked with terabytes of data, and this is where that proof of concept comes in. It's the end performance will depend on how well we are able to size it up and set up the infrastructure that Prakash was talking about. But we do have that after we go through the proof of concept, we can definitely assure a customer that they will see steady performance.
The next question is, can you explain how defects can be tracked and whether we can predict suppliers with predictable defects?
Yes, that's again a very good question. So defects, what we had is, I will just, without getting too deep, but you have the kappa within Agile PLM. This customer also had the specific supplier to quality issues in a custom system as well. So they were doing the detailed analysis in Agile, but they were also doing that initial receipt of problems in this system. We got data from both these sources and the product data from Agile, and they had a cloud-based ERP system. So putting this data together, and we were also getting this data over a period of time, so that we knew that we were able to tie this subassembly to this particular supplier. And then we talk about that problem at the top level of the product. There we had to initially get some amount of trial and error with the customer, because the problem is often, let's say, at an iPhone level, but the problem may be at a CPU level or at a display level, right? But then we were able to do some refinement and finally get into the specific sources of problem from the top level assembly, and then identify that to a particular vendor. So I know I'm talking at a top level, but I hope I explained how we get these different data sources. Initially, the problem is at the top layer, but then we were able to drill down. That's the key term that I want to use. We were able to drill down and get to the specific source of the problem, and from that link it to the specific vendor.
That helps. And I think if anyone would like follow-up, please feel free to send follow-up questions. The next one is, does Oracle offer the connectors to EBS and Agile PLM along with OAC subscription?
Prakash, that's your question.
Yes. Again, EBS will be using Oracle database. You have the Oracle database connector available in OAC. We will be able to leverage that adapter to connect to the EBS world. Even Agile PLM will be using one of the Oracle databases or any other MySQL databases. We still have the connectors available in the OAC to connect to those data sources.
So Prakash, if I could just expand a bit, you're saying that OAC comes with this sort of ready-made connectors?
Yes, that's ODBC and JDBC connectors that are available, and our key is how to read those objects and then.
Yeah. So if I could explain it a bit more, there is two sides to the connection. OAC has that one part of the connection to receive the data, but you still, to this question, we will have to build connectors on the other side, whether it's Agile or EBS, like the diagram we have here, to make it a complete flow from source to target. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Right? Meaning,
yes.
Because OAC has this, OAC has the capability to receive data, but we should also build that capability to send the data. Right? So I hope that, so there's a part of it that's OAC offers, but then for customers, we also have to do that other part, which is where we are talking about the source system and building that ability to send the data. So there are two sides to this story. Okay.
Right. The next question is, we are using OAS at the moment, not there for OAC yet. How does Agile PLM use case differ with OAS? Thanks.
OAS is the same version of OAC. Previously, we used to have the OBIE system and also the OBIA system, and which is all replaced with the analytics server. So the on-premises version of Analytics Cloud is the OAS. So still, whatever is available in OAC is all available in the Analytics server as well. But the only difference is OAC is deployed on the Oracle Cloud and managed by Oracle, whereas Analytics server is completely managed by the customer, because it's deployed in their own infrastructure.
That makes sense. The next one is, can OAC work with multiple ERP instances from different regions?
Absolutely.
Yes, that is possible.
Because that's, again, an excellent question. We had customers who had multiple ERP instances across the globe. And even Agile PLM was spread, but again, Agile is a different story from ERP, obviously. So we get this data source from all these different ERP setups, and then we consolidate the data and start developing the reports. So we definitely can do that.
Great. Well, it looks like that answered all the questions. So I just want to say huge thank you again to Raj and Prakash for presenting this e-learning with OE2UG and going through all of those answers. And with that, if there are no further questions, I want to thank everyone else for joining us today. This will conclude our webinar. I hope you all have a great rest of your weeks.